Hi guys, and welcome to yet another video. If you're new here, I am Ripumelo Faith Jauke, and thank you so much for tuning in. To all my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for the love and support. And yeah, so without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. So, I look good, but purpose of this video, guys, is for me to talk about my transitioning journey, why I decided to go natural, when it started, and some of the tips that I have for anybody that's looking at taking the same route. So I transitioned, I think it was in like 2019 when I was doing my matric year, and I was just so fed up. I was fed up with having unhealthy, relaxed hair. My hair wasn't growing as I wanted it to. My hair was uneven. And apart from being uneven, like it was changing color and it just wasn't growing right. So I remember I had a conversation with my aunt once, and she has like this really long, beautiful, relaxed hair, and I wanted my hair to be like that. So I asked her what tips she has for me so I can get my hair to look like that. And essentially how I reduced my use of relaxer was because I wanted to grow longer and stronger relaxed hair. So she then told me that she only relaxes her hair like twice in a year. And that was when the idea actually started for me. So I'd never really thought like of going natural, because I remember the few people that I knew that had natural hair were so against it. So when I'd ask about it, people would be like, natural hair is a lot of work. Having natural hair is just a lot. And if you go and braid your hair, you're not gonna like enjoy the whole experience. It's really painful. And that was the time when I was just like, I'm never going natural, and that's that, you know. So people were discouraging a lot, and I honestly did get discouraged because at the time I did really enjoy like braiding my hair. So it just didn't make sense to me to like make my braiding experience worse, right? So essentially I was like, I'm never going natural. And I grew up like relaxing my hair like from childhood until I got to like high school. And that was because that was my normal. That was what I was used to. My mom also used to relax her hair. My mom did my hair throughout, right? So I was so content because I didn't know that my hair could actually be of a different state. So long story short, I got to high school and I'd seen these people with natural hair, but I was just like, nah, I'm not going that route because of what I've heard about natural hair. And then eventually, I think, yeah, in my matric year, there's this one girl who also used to like relax her hair just like me. But sometime, I think it was in like June or July, she came to school and she was like rocking this beautiful afro. And like I'd seen people with natural hair, but I'd never seen someone with beautiful natural hair like hers, right? And then I wanted to have natural hair from that point. So I remember I was walking with a friend after school and I'm just like, did you see her hair? Like, I want my hair to look like that. What products can I use? Because I didn't know like what it takes to actually transition or to like move from relaxed to natural hair. So then my friend laughed at me and she was like, you have to cut your hair in order for it to get to that point, like where you have natural hair. And that idea of like me having to cut my hair, for me, I just wasn't having it. So I brushed off the idea once again because I didn't want to cut my hair. So as you see me, guys, like I think this is my second year natural, or first, I'm not sure, I wasn't keeping count, but I did not cut my hair at all. I had relaxed hair and I grew healthy, beautiful, natural hair from damaged relaxed hair. And I'll tell you guys how I did that in a few. But essentially when I saw her hair, I was like, I want that. Then I started to do a bit more research, and I found that I don't actually need to cut my hair. I can transition instead. So it took a lot mentally. It took a lot, even like emotionally, because I didn't look as cute as I did before with like my hair and stuff like that. I wasn't comfortable because I couldn't style my hair in the same manner, and it just was a lot of work because now I was dealing with like two different textures on my head, and I was also dealing with the fact that stylists couldn't like accommodate doing my hair and all that stuff, and it was very emotional because at some point I remember one of the ladies who used to style my hair, she was forcing me to like use heat, and when you do transition you need to like go off heat for like at least 3 months, and I was actually at the beginning stages of the no heat, right? So she was forcing me to use heat, and I kept telling her I can't blow dry my hair. So essentially she convinced me otherwise, and she was like, if you don't blow dry your hair, then I can't braid you. So I tried, I attempted to blow dry my hair. I struggled. I can't actually blow dry my hair. So I struggled, and still it wasn't working. So what happened was my natural hair, the natural growth that I had, like shrinked, and then my dead hair was like all over the show and just sticking out. So it was hard for her to like handle my hair at the time. So I go outside and I tell her, I'm struggling to blow dry my hair, can you do it for me? And she's just like, not, it's fine because you don't want to do it, come here, let me braid you. And guys, she pulled my hair, and it was so traumatic because my scalp was so damaged. Like when I'd look in the mirror, my scalp had like patches of red on it, right? And it was so painful. I was so hurt, I was so sad. And I mean, from that point, that's why till today I hate getting my hair braided. So usually, like if I do like a protective style, it will be something with my hair that I can do myself. Or like recently I have a friend of mine who does my hair because I can speak to her and she understands, right? So another thing I hated about that whole transition experience was the fact that a lot of people didn't understand, and I kept like, I always had to like explain myself as to why or what am I doing. Even my mom didn't really get it. So at some point she'd just be like, just relax your hair, man. Like if you relax your hair, it's gonna be long, you know. And I was just like, no, let me be. Like I really want to do this. I don't know where it's going, but I believe I'm going to get like beautiful natural hair. So I started doing a lot more research. I started watching a lot more videos on like natural hair content. And I think that's one thing that really helped me because I started to prepare myself mentally prior to actually having my natural hair out, right? So I'd already been like getting familiar with all these terminologies like shrinkage and porosity and all that stuff. But I only actually found out what my porosity is like a few days ago, as funny as that may sound. But I now know that I'm low porosity. But yeah, so that's what really helped me, like watching all these videos of other like content creators. And I remember at the time I was watching Sister Novuyo Mondliwa a lot, and she really helped me, right? So in terms of products, I wasn't really sure like what products I needed to use, but I wasn't using like all these satin bonnets, all these satin pillowcases, and all these fancy products, because I was like, I cannot invest so much of my money into like my natural hair before I see where it's actually going. And I think it took me about a year to fully transition and experience like having natural hair. And then obviously, so guys, when I was still transitioning, I stopped using obviously relaxer, and I stopped using heat for like the longest time, unless like, you know, obviously I did cheat for like those few times when I needed to braid my hair and someone would force me. But now I'm actually like anti-heat. Like I don't use heat on my hair. I naturally, or I air dry my hair. And the products that I was using at the time, I was washing my hair with Sunlight dishwasher, believe it or not, because obviously like we don't buy shampoo in the house, we all use relaxer. So I'm there using the sunlight dishwasher, of which I now know is actually very bad for you. If you are one of those people that are using sunlight dishwasher to wash your hair, please cut. Like, don't do that to yourself. So my natural hair started to grow out, and when I started to see the growth, I was faced now with the reality of actually now having to cut off the dead hair. But I didn't want to go to a salon because I knew that they wouldn't do it properly, and if they make a mistake, I'll have to cut all my hair off, and that really scared me. So I was just like, no way, I'm not going there. And I needed to now find a way to actually get rid of this dead hair because it was frustrating me. Having to deal with the two textures was just a lot. So through like videos that I was watching, I saw that there's the trimming method, right? So trimming your hair, like the Usinovoye was explaining how the importance of like trimming your hair and stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna use this method to get rid of my dead hair. So I used the trimming method to get rid of my dead hair. So I was trimming like every week. I don't know how many times, but I was trimming as often as I possibly could until I finally got to a point where I had actually cut off all the dead hair. But my only issue was that the back of my head wasn't catching up. So the back part of my head was still very straight, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I couldn't even go to the salon for that very reason, because if I'm like, please cut off the dead hair, then the person's like, but the back part, there's no like natural or dead hair, it's just the same. And I started doing that, and eventually I cut out my dead hair like I had said, and I started now investing in products, buying proper shampoos, buying conditioners. I was moisturizing a lot. Like, yo guys, when I just started, like I was doing all the right things. I was moisturizing almost every single day, and it really helped. So the few tips that I have for anybody that's looking at into like transitioning, the first one would be stay off heat, like stop using heat. The second thing I'd say is obviously stop using relaxer and be patient, because there'll be a lot of like moments where, because you don't really know your texture and how it's actually supposed to look, where you're now comparing your hair to someone else to say that, but her hair looks like this and mine doesn't. Don't do that. Like, our textures are so different. And I watched a video where someone was like, our natural hair texture is like your fingerprint, so don't go around looking at the fact that my hair doesn't look like this influencer or that influencer. Accept your texture and love your hair for what it is, right? And another thing would be like, watch a lot of videos and start getting used to these terminologies like shrinkage and all that stuff. So when I got into my like hair journey, I wasn't complaining about things like the fact that my hair shrinks and all that. I understood that my hair shrinks because it's healthy. So yeah, it took me about a year. It was a very tough journey, but it was worth it, because I absolutely love having natural hair. I love how confident it makes me feel. I love how my hair just makes a statement. Like, I just walk into a room and I don't even need to say much. My hair already starts to represent me. I love how big and how loud it is. I just love being natural, and I don't regret. So yeah, if you do have any questions for me in the comment section, please do ask. I will answer them as best as I can. And yeah, that is my story in terms of like my transitioning journey. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.